Today, I'd like to talk with you about how to unlock the power to change your life. You see, within you, you have incredible power to change any situation you experience in life. Now, no matter how difficult your circumstances may be, no matter what may be going on in your life, there are ways to change your internal state and change the situation that you're in. It's often like we're in a really dark room and life is really painful and really difficult for us. It's like we're in a dark room and we can't see our way forwards. But imagine there is a blinding light on the other side of the door. And all we need to do is open the door a crack and light comes flooding into the room and we can start to see our way forwards. So there's always something that we can do to change a situation, no matter how difficult it may be. And several years ago, about 10 years ago, I went through an horrendous experience. I had been a self-made millionaire. I had achieved great things. I had a very happy life. And I did two very, very stupid things. I trusted the wrong person. And I made some really bad investments. And a short time later, literally a couple of years later, I reached the stage where I wasn't even able to feed my wife or our baby who had just been born. It was just a horrendous experience. And I'll never forget waking up every morning, literally wanting to vomit with the fear. It was that deep. It was that paralyzing fear. And this went on for quite some time, until I reached the point where I read a book. I had to change our situation. I had to change it fast. If it was just me, well, it would have been bad. But with a wife and a baby, and you don't even have the money to feed them, to give them their next meal, pretty awful. So I came across an old book, and this book was all about the power of the mind, the power of gratitude, and how to change really difficult situations. And as a result of reading this book, I created an experiment, and I'll share about that with you in a moment. And this will teach you, this will show you that you really do have the power within you to transform your life, no matter how difficult it may be. And we all have two aspects to our mind. We have our conscious mind and we have our subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind is the part of our mind that controls the beating of our heart, the breathing of our lungs. We don't have to consciously will our heart to beat or our lungs to breathe. If we did, we'd be in trouble very, very quickly. But the subconscious mind, it's the part of our lives that control all the automated processes in our body. But it actually controls everything, including what happens to us, including the circumstances we create in our lives, the good things, the pleasant things that we draw into our lives, and the things that we draw into our life that we do not want. This is all controlled by our subconscious mind. And our conscious mind, in the battle between subconscious and conscious, our subconscious beliefs about things always win out. So if we believe that we can achieve something, if we believe we can transform a situation or achieve a wonderful goal for our lives, if subconsciously we don't believe it's possible, no matter how hard we try, no matter what we do, we will not be able to achieve that goal. You see, from the time we're born, we've been conditioned by society, by our upbringing, by the media, by what we read in books and magazines, by our peers. We're all conditioned in a certain way. And if you ask any young child what they want to do and what they want to be when they grow up, they have amazing vision for the future. They have amazing ideas of what they want to do, and they're firmly convinced that they will do these things. But by the time that child is in their teenage years, maybe even earlier, their realm of belief has started to close down. They have discovered that life is difficult and that not everything is possible. And when they see their peers and their parents struggling, they realize that, maybe I can't achieve this wonderful goal. And by this time someone reaches certainly their mid-20s, they've had the hell knocked out of them. They've had so many disappointments that it's very hard to believe anything anymore. And I've seen so many people in their late teens, early 20s, having all this excitement for the future. They leave college or whatever, and they have these wonderful visions of the future. But there comes a point where life is full of problems, and it's very easy to become disillusioned. And when you experience lots of difficulties and you hear lots of problems in the world, it's very easy to become disillusioned and become disempowered. So we all, as I say, we all form these subconscious beliefs about what is possible and what is not possible for us. But the great news is that we can actually influence our subconscious mind in such a way where it starts working to bring us what we want in our life, rather than the things that we don't want to experience. And we literally have this voice within our minds that has totally been created through our conditioning. And it's that part of us that says, what's the point? You've tried and failed before. Or it's going to be too difficult. Or, I'm not intelligent enough. Or I haven't the experience to do this. And it's very easy to allow that part of our minds to control what we do and what we can achieve in life. But it's absolutely possible to change our subconscious beliefs and totally transform what we draw into our lives. And I proved this to myself. I'm a best-selling author. I'm an entrepreneur. I've gone from rags to riches twice in my life, and I know that our dominant thoughts and emotions create our reality. They create what we draw into our lives. So if we become cynical or pessimistic, it's just a sign that we've had so many difficult knocks during our life that we can no longer believe anything. And this is really, really sad. So how can we transform all this negative BS that goes on in our minds? And every human being on the planet has all sorts of negative thoughts and beliefs that hold them back so much. How can we overcome that? Well, I've mentioned this in other videos I've produced in the past about self-hypnosis. It's a wonderful way of reprogramming our subconscious mind. Another way is using positive affirmations and taking daily action towards our goals. But I want to share with you a very simple yet highly effective technique that you can use to transform any situation, to transform how you feel about it, and to actually transform the situation itself really, really, really quickly. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, about 10 years ago, I'd lost everything. I couldn't feed my wife. I couldn't feed my baby. It was that bad. We had gone from being millionaires to losing everything through trusting the wrong people and making the wrong investments. Incredibly painful situation. But after reading this book that was written over 100 years ago, I decided to create an experiment. And that experiment, today I call it my crazy gratitude experiment. And it's something that's really accessible, something you can test for yourself right now, no matter how difficult your circumstances may be right now. This crazy gratitude experiment can unstick you from whatever situation you're in and propel yourself forwards to achieving amazing things in your life. And what I did was, every 30 minutes of the day, because my circumstances were so desperate, I needed immediate change. So every 30 minutes of the day, I checked with myself to see what had been my most dominant thought and emotion during the previous 30 minutes. And each time I replaced it with gratitude. Now, you might think, when you've lost everything, you've nothing to be grateful for. And how can you feel gratitude? Well, a great guy once said to me, a well-known writer, he said, Mike, if you ever want to return to any state of consciousness you've experienced in the past, All you need to do is remember what it felt like. Now that holds the key to something incredibly powerful. For me, what I did was I remembered a time in the past where I felt sincere gratitude. Now, I didn't feel gratitude like that. No, our situation was dire, but focusing on that time in the past where I felt sincerely, deeply grateful, after a few minutes I started to feel a glimmer of gratitude bubbling up. And I did this every 30 minutes. And as time went by, it became much easier, and I could literally tap into this state of gratitude anytime I needed. But the amazing thing is that not only did I feel better by doing this technique, within 3 days, and I really mean this, within 3 days, I started seeing amazing synchronicities that affect me to this day. Amazing synchronicities started as soon as I started doing this crazy gratitude experiment. So I really invite you to test this for yourself. If you really need to transform your situation rapidly and draw into your life the things that you yearn for and overcome any difficult situation by bringing up this gratitude, by remembering a time in the past where you felt sincere gratitude, it will change the situation that you're currently experiencing. Absolutely guaranteed. Gratitude will unstick you. Gratitude will connect you to your inner wisdom, your inner guidance system, really potently. It will also allow you to see your situation more clearly. Like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're suffering terribly, it's like you're in a dark room. You can't see anything in the room. There may be a blinding light on the other side of the door, but you can't see anything in the room because the door is closed. But all you need to do is open the door a crack, and the light comes flooding in and illuminates everything in the room, and you can start to see your way forwards. And gratitude has this power. Gratitude has this power to allow you to see more clearly, to access your inner wisdom more potently, and it allows you to become happy. Gratitude is actually the key to being happy. If you're very resentful and full of complaint, it's not possible to be happy. But when you start manufacturing gratitude, when you start pulling it intentionally out of your life, creating it, choosing to bring up gratitude, everything starts to change. Gratitude really has the power to transform our lives, and I really invite you to test this for yourself. I wrote a book that went on to become a bestseller. It's called Unlock Gratitude Now, and you can find it on Amazon. But I also have free courses and webinars about this, not just about the power of gratitude, but about all sorts of, I share in these webinars and courses very simple, powerful, effective strategies, tools and techniques to transform your life no matter what's going on, and to achieve your absolute deepest desires in life. And if you go to my website at mikepettigrew.com, that's mikepettigrew.com, you can sign up for one of these free courses or join a webinar. I also have another website, and it's the Millionaire Mind Secrets.com. Very similar material. No matter what situation you are in your life right now, you do have the power within you to transform it and have an amazing future. It all depends on how you are thinking, the dominant thoughts and emotions that you are transmitting out into the universe, and it also depends on how the steps you take to overcome your inner negative conditioning. And I assure you, you can do this very potently. Thanks so much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed this episode, and before I go, I have a very special offer for you, which I'll explain in a moment. But before I do, I just want to say that if you've enjoyed this episode, then please do give us a like below this video, because when you do this, it enables other people to also benefit from it. Of course, if you'd like to leave a comment, then you're most welcome to do so, and I'll be really happy to hear from you. Now, if you're watching this episode on YouTube, then please do remember to subscribe to my channel. And you can also listen to my Transformation and Empowerment podcast on iTunes. Now let me tell you about the special bonus I mentioned a moment ago, because if you go to my website right now at mikepettigrew.com, then for a limited time only you can get free lifetime access to our special members only area. Membership will give you access to all sorts of inspiring and empowering videos and training materials that you won't find anywhere else on my website. And again, right now, membership is completely free, but I can really only offer this for a limited time. So I strongly recommend that you get your membership right now. And I believe you will find it a very valuable resource and source of inspiration and empowerment. And you can sign up and get immediate access from any page on my website. So again, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I look forward to serving you again soon.